In this video, I compare 7 well-known black and white film stocks in 120 format. The goal is to see how they perform for color photos. And you heard it right. I want to shoot color with a black and white film. The reason I decided to do this comparison is only curiosity to see how different films are sensitive to different wavelengths and how they produce different colors. Because it was very cold at the time of recording the video, I put together this indoor setup and I put the camera on tripod and used a cable release to take the photos. Here is how the scene looks on an iPhone, and here is how it looks on my Leica M240 for a reference. The way to make color photos with a black and white film is simply taking 3 photos with different filters. One with red, one with green, and finally one with a blue filter. And then combine these different images in post by putting them in different channels of the final image. This is in fact a very well-known method and is called the 3-color process. And there are a lot of information available about it, so I'm not gonna explain all the details in this video. I borrowed these excellent Tiffen filters from a friend and decided to use my Fujica GW690 for this video. The reason for this choice is that with this camera I get only 8 frames per roll, and it means that I can quickly finish the experiment before the light changes too much. Also, using the 6:9 format means that I get a very high resolution, so I can better compare all the details. The film stocks that I'm using here are Acros II, Fomapan, HP5, Kentmere 100 and 400, Pancro, and finally XP2. All of these films are panchromatic. It means that they are sensitive to all wavelengths of the visible light. There is another category of black and white films that are called orthochromatic, which are sensitive to only certain wavelengths. On each roll I take 4 photos, first with no filter, then 3 photos, one with each filter, and then I repeat the same sequence with one stop overexpose as a backup to finish my 8 frames. Here are the black and white photos with no filter. Looking at these photos, you can tell that Acros is similar to HP5 but less contrasty. Fomapan is the most contrasty one, and the blacks are very deep. HP5 proved to be very versatile, with having middle ground in everything. Not too grainy, not too contrasty, and not too flat. Kentmere 100 is more contrasty and also sharper than Kentmere 400, while the 400 is a little bit warmer. Pancro seems to need more light. It has deeper blacks but less contrasty. XP2 is the grainiest of the bunch, but other than that it looks similar to HP5. Here I quickly show all the photos taken with red, green and blue filters for all 7 film stocks. And finally, here are the color photos for each film. After looking at all photos, there are a few immediate conclusions. Acros and HP5 are kind of similar, with Acros having a slightly cooler temperature. Fomapan is way too contrasty and still has a cool temperature. Kentmere 400 has a magenta tilt, while Kentmere 100 has a blue tint. Pancro is underexposed and muddy. It could be my fault, but even with brightness adjusted a little, I noticed that it has a strong magenta tint. XP2 is cooler than both HP5 and Acros, but other than that, it is very clean and I think it has the most realistic colors. Personally, I think HP5 is my favorite both in color and also black and white, while Pancro has my least favorite colors, but I think it's a good choice for some moody black and white portraits. Let me know in the comments which one you like the best and why. So that's it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram.